basically, I have 20 witnesses to the psyop against me. Can you imagine being a psychiatrist and someone says, I have 20 witnesses, and I had the presence of mind to get them to go on record, okay, and to admit that's what's going on. I have people on record who are perps who unwittingly told on themselves on record, okay? I have covertly recorded some of them. There is no viable counter-argument for the fact that they're running a psyop against me. I have, the eye droplet prescriptions from the optometrist, okay? It's very obvious that I'm more mature, I live in reality, and I deal in moral precision in a society that deals in politics, where the masses of Americans take a side politically, knowing that their candidate is flawed. So by their own admission, they testify against themselves that they do not deal in moral precision, they deal in conformity. This obviously creates clashes in society. What is going on is like the Martin Luther King effect and the Jesus Christ effect, if you will, where a righteous person who a racist country does not approve of, who the liberals who claim to be on their side, the house niggas, etc., do not approve of, okay, is being harassed by a bunch of gays who go out of their way to try to make them seem gay, okay? They drug me and they use technology and even alter my videos to make it seem like I'm gay, okay? That is what's going on, okay? And it's more than just gays as such, what you consider gay. I consider everyone else gay because that they're not manning up. Gender neutral to me, okay, listen very carefully, to me is when somebody does not man up and become a warrior and accept the principles of being a warrior. The highest form of manning up, and the only form in 2020, is when you're a warrior, you're dealing in moral precision, you're in the moral order. You're not cheating anyone else out of the right to lead, okay? And I'm the most moral person as I use focused moral intensity through martial arts. Moral precision and focused moral intensity creates a greater degree of morality and a more logical moral leader argument than anything else. They don't have a viable counter-argument. They're not mature enough to give me my rightful place. That's where the Martin Luther King effect and the Jesus Christ effect comes in. The Malcolm X effect, the Black Panther effect. We see it time and time again, where society comes together, sabotages, and often kills the one person doing the right thing, okay? And if he's a good person and he's highlighting that they're evil, they try to make it seem like he's wrong one way or another. With Jesus, they put on the crown of thorns, the cape, they slapped him, they spit on him, okay? I tried to reason with these people many times. I've made many videos, and some of them I'm yelling. When you've been making videos for 11 years and harassed and even poisoned and drugged the whole time, if you're not yelling, there is something wrong with you, okay? If you're not, now when I'm yelling, notice I'm in my house. They don't have a single incident of me, a single known incident of me yelling at people at the store or something, okay? Obviously, I have self-control. I'm damn near 40 years old. I have no criminal record. They have no viable counter-argument. Why zoom in on me and run a psyop on me? Why pretend that I'm mentally ill? Some guy the other day pretended that I'm a drug addict. I never met him before. He goes on and he says, hey, your phone is not hacked and you're a drug addict. How would you know if my phone's hacked? You don't even know who I am. You haven't even seen my phone, okay? Unless you have some other technology in on it and you're in on the psyop against me, but either way, it proves my point. And yes, my phone is hacked to some degree because I have a video where you can see them typing in words from my phone, okay? Remote, okay, so they have a remote, something similar to a key locker. They have remote hijack my phone and so on and so forth, okay? And quite often I have to reset my phone because it's being hacked. And I've gone through several different phones and computers and they hack them every time. Who is zoomed in on it like that? I've never met anyone in my life who's continually hacked this way, okay? Not in a way that is obviously true. And some people make some claim like this in the targeted individual groups. Obviously, you see my argument is superior. If you were an honest society, a fair society, which you're not, and you were looking at this thing with no ulterior motives, you say, this guy's right, the state owes him compensation, okay? They owe him an investigation, okay? With the cops helping them do it and so on and so forth, they owe him countless millions of dollars. So I've reinstated my challenge at $1 million. I'll now make it $2 million if they let me recover. Now it's a $2 million challenge, okay? Everyone else is not a man because they're not a warrior. A man naturally evolved to be a hunter with a spear. You see the evolution thing, they kind of go from a monkey or something, monkey-like thing, and it's not entirely correct. It's some kind of common ancestor or something, okay, and they become a human with a spear. Okay, so a man is a hunter and a warrior, and he naturally, and he builds on that. He doesn't become a geek who doesn't man up. He doesn't become a craftsman, a cop that pretends to man up, a military. He actually mans up for principle and not for propaganda, for universal moral truths that come to us from nature. We see patterns in nature that make this very obvious. The lioness, defending its cubs. We see certain senses of justice in the various animals. They have a sense of justice, it's just not refined. The more man, the more evolved, the more human has a more refined sense of justice and lives by it. So I'm more evolved, I'm more intelligent, and I'm the last man standing when you understand what the principles of a man is. Even the word virtue, ver means man. My argument is solid. They're acting like immature bitches. People dress up with an occult theme. They talk with a lisp. Just because you're gay doesn't mean you have to talk with a lisp. And they talk with it intentionally so they can act like something other than a serious warrior doing the right thing. There's white people that use a white standard. Okay, after all the horrible things they've done to people in this country, they have the nerve to insist on their unfair propaganda Western standard. And I'm half white and I reject it. Imagine if I wasn't half white. Should I not be able to say this? Okay, they are not men. Nobody else is a man. They're fucking immature. They need to grow up. Grow up. Virtue. Going up, not going down to the realm of the dead, but grow, cultivate yourself and your children going up. They did not grow up. They are not mature. Mate and mature. Mate, your is mature scrambled. The UR instead of YOUR. Okay. Mate what is meant for you as a man. Okay. In a sense, they're doing that because they're bitches. But obviously the word refers to be a man first and mate a woman. Mate what you're supposed to be. Okay. Not the other bitches in society that refuse to be adults. As far as I'm concerned, I'm the only serious adult in this fucking country. Okay. People are bitches. They don't even have a viable counterargument. When I bring up this stuff, they avoid it because they know that when you're young, you're being taught morals when you're being spanked. The vast majority of people, because there's a consensus that morals is what makes you an adult. If you don't learn why not to do certain things, okay, which are immoral, you never grew up. I'm the only one who grew up. Who the fuck are any of you to even judge me? And I'm the top martial artist and the son of 2 doctors, not 1, 2. One of them a brain surgeon who came here penniless as a refugee in the late 60s and worked his way up to be the brain surgeon. Not some white privileged racist son of a bitch. Any questions?